The evening was quiet, piercingly empty. The apartment where I grew up still carried the faint scent of Dad's cologne, though he'd been gone a week. I watched Mom mechanically sort old photos, dabbing her eyes with a handkerchief. Her once nimble hands now seemed fragile, defenseless. "Elena, dear, some tea?" she asked, her eyes holding not just grief, but a strange unease. I nodded. Tea was all we had left. The kitchen greeted us with the familiar creak of old parquet, a sound that always accompanied our family gatherings. Now, it felt achingly lonely. "Think Alyosha will come?" Mom set out cups, avoiding my gaze. We rarely spoke of my older brother. His last visit was nearly a year ago, a fleeting couple of hours, like he was checking in. "He should," I shrugged. "It's Dad's, you know." Mom pursed her lips. 40 days, a sacred milestone, even for a busy son like him. I kept my thoughts to myself. Her heart was already shattered. A sharp, demanding doorbell jolted us. Mom flinched, spilling water. "I'll get it," I said, squeezing her shoulder. Alexei stood there, my brother, increasingly unrecognizable. Tall, polished, with expensive watches and a foreign air. The boy I built pillow forts with was gone. "Hey, sis." He stepped into the hall without a hug. "How's Mom?" "Holding up," I said curtly. "Not that you'd care." He shed his trendy coat, tossing it onto the rack like he was checking into a hotel, not his childhood home. "Don't start," he grimaced. "I'm not here to fight." His eyes held something too businesslike for a grieving son. Trouble had arrived with him. Mom peeked from the kitchen, her face briefly lighting up, as mothers do for even their most wayward children. "Alyoshenka!" She opened her arms. He hugged her awkwardly, patting her back, a condescending, rushed gesture screaming, "Enough, Mom. I've got things to do." I swallowed my bitterness. "Come to the kitchen, son. I've just made tea." Mom fussed, pulling out the best cup from the special set, saved for occasions. Alexei followed. I lingered in the hall, unease growing. His visit wasn't about grief. It was something else. In the kitchen, Alexei sat, legs crossed, tapping the table. Mom bustled, wiping tears. "You haven't changed, Alyoshenka," she murmured. "Handsome, like your father was." He nodded absently, glancing at his watch. I sat across, studying the stranger who once shared my childhood secrets. "Mom, we need to talk," he said, pushing aside his untouched tea. Here it was. "We need to settle the inheritance," he said casually, like discussing the weather, not Dad's belongings, barely buried. I stiffened. So that's why he came. Not even 40 days. Mom flinched, staring at her worn slippers. "Alyosha, maybe not now." Her voice trembled. "It's not even a month." "When, then?" He leaned back. "I'm busy. Work, business. I carved out time to sort this now. Why delay?" Carved out time, cut like a blade. I'd held Dad's hand as he faded. Where was Alexei? Carving time between meetings? "What exactly do you want to settle?" I asked, keeping my voice steady. He looked at me, as if just noticing me. "The apartment, Lenochka." He smiled thinly. "This apartment. Dad always said he'd leave it to me." Mom's head snapped up. "What? He never—" "He did, Mom," Alexei cut in. "Not around you. Man-to-man talk. He wanted me, the man, the eldest son, to inherit it." His tone turned coaxing. I knew it well, used to wheedle money from our parents for promising ventures. When did he say this? I crossed my arms. During one of those 2 visits in the last year? "Lena!" Mom scolded. Alexei winced. Don't make a scene, sis. It was settled long ago. Besides, he gestured, what's Mom need a 3-bedroom for? We sell, buy her a 1-bedroom near you and the rest. Split it? I smirked bitterly. Or you take it all. You're not even registered here, he snapped. I am, and I'm not debating this. Mom knows Dad wanted me to have it. He turned to her, his gaze almost pleading, childlike. The actor, damn good one. Right, Mom? You remember what Dad said? Mom wavered. At 70, she'd do anything for family peace, even if one child's gain hurt another. Alyosha, I don't recall Dad. Of course you don't, he interrupted, voice hardening. You and Dad barely talked these last years. But he and I, man to man, spoke plainly. I couldn't hold back. Seriously? You who wasn't there when he got sick? When the ambulance came? When— Enough! Alexei slammed the table, rattling cups. I don't have to justify myself. I was working, earning, while you played perfect daughter. Played? Tears stung my eyes. Changing Dad's diapers when he couldn't stand? Feeding him by spoon? That's playing? Mom sobbed, covering her face. Stop, kids, please. Your father wouldn't want— Exactly, Alexei seized. Dad wanted fairness. Fairness means giving the apartment to me. I'm the eldest son, the man, the heir. Tradition. What damn tradition? I exploded. Want to claim first night's right as the firstborn too? Lena, Mom gasped. Sorry, Mom. I inhaled deeply. I just don't get why he's claiming an apartment he ignored for years. Where you and Dad lived your whole lives? Where I helped when Dad got sick? Alexei sneered. Oh, so that's it. You think helping parents earns you the apartment? Typical scheming. The unfairness choked me. But Mom straightened, looking at him with pity and disappointment. Enough, Alyosha. Don't say things you'll regret. He shrugged. Just stating facts, Mom. Fact is, Dad wanted me to have it. He told me, repeatedly. Where's the will? I pressed. Show it. He tapped the table. It's here somewhere. In Dad's things. He said he'd arrange it. Then we search. I stood. If there's a will, it's legal. If not, it's Mom's by law, not yours. He loomed over me. Fine. Let's search. But don't kid yourself, Lenochka. Dad was wise and planned it all. His confidence sparked doubt. What if he wasn't lying? Could Dad have chosen him? The thought stung, but I dismissed it. No, Dad wouldn't. Kids. Mom looked at us, tears falling, as if we were strangers. The next 2 hours were chaos. Alexei ransacked Dad's desk, tossing papers, bills, letters, photos, onto the floor like autumn leaves. I watched, leaning against the doorframe. Careful? I snapped. Those are Dad's things. He didn't turn. Don't distract. Help search. For a non-existent will? He spun, a vein pulsing at his temple, a sign he was unraveling. It exists, he spat. It has to. For the first time, his polished facade cracked, revealing desperation, almost childlike. I recalled him as a kid, yelling, Dad promised, over a toy, funny and sad. Mom appeared with tea. Kids, rest. It's late. No time, Alexei barked. Where'd Dad keep important papers? A safe? Mom sighed. What safe, Alyosha? He was a history teacher, not a banker. Then where? He scanned frantically. He must have kept them somewhere. The dresser, Mom said softly. Top drawer, under the linens, a folder. Alexei bolted to their bedroom. I followed, fearing he'd wreck Mom's sacred dresser, home to their wedding photo, Dad's dried bellflower bouquet from their first date, Alexei's christening gown. Surprisingly, He was gentle. His usually steady hands trembled as he pulled out a worn, twine-tied folder. "Here," he said triumphantly. "Now we'll see." Back in the kitchen, he spread papers on the table, scanning eagerly. Birth certificates, Dad's military ID, old insurance policies. His face fell. "There's a will here," he muttered, rifling pages. "Has to be." "Alyosha." Mom touched his shoulder. "Maybe there isn't one. Maybe Dad didn't—" "No!" He pulled away. "He promised me." I almost pitied him, almost. The past year flashed by, sleepless nights by Dad's bed, his fading gaze, Mom's tears, and Alexei, too busy to call. "Lena," Mom said, voice firm, "it's time to show the papers." Alexei looked up. "What papers?" Mom nodded to me. I went to the cabinet, retrieving an envelope from her jewelry box, hidden among cheap brooches and beads, and handed it to her. "What's this?" Alexei frowned. Mom opened it slowly. "Your father knew you'd come for the apartment, son. He knew you better than you think." She handed him a document, a simple sheet with a seal and signatures. "What is it?" Alexei's voice shook. "A deed of gift," Mom said quietly. "Dad transferred the apartment to Elena 3 years ago, the last time you saw him." Alexei's face drained. He snatched the paper, eyes darting over it. "It's a fake," he gasped. "It can't be real." "It's real, Alyosha," Mom said, resolute. "The apartment is Lena's. Dad knew you'd squander it in 6 months, like all the money he gave you." I stepped forward, words spilling out. "You wanted to leave me with nothing? Too bad. The apartment's always been mine." Alexei went white, staring at the document like it was a death sentence, then at me, eyes blazing with rage and disbelief. "You set this up," he hissed. "Tricked Dad when he was weak. Took advantage." "Alyosha," Mom's voice broke. "How dare you!" He ignored her, crumpling the paper and throwing it on the table. "Choke on your apartment! Don't come begging for help later!" He stormed out, knocking the cabinet. A crystal vase, Dad's 30th anniversary gift to Mom, teetered and shattered on the floor. He didn't look back. "Son," Mom called. The door slammed, shaking the walls. Mom and I sat amid the shards of crystal and our hopes for family unity. I knelt, picking up pieces. "Leave it." Mom touched my shoulder. "We'll clean tomorrow." We sat silently, staring at the wall. I knew Mom's thoughts, her children, irreparably divided, her loneliness, her failure to unite us even now. "I didn't ask Dad to give me the apartment," I said. "You know that." She nodded. "I know. It was his idea. He feared Alyosha would—" She trailed off. We both understood. Days passed. Alexei vanished. No calls, no visits. Mom set the table for 3, then sighed, removing the 3rd plate. A month after our fight, he reappeared. I opened the door and froze. He looked gaunt, dark circles under his eyes, no longer polished. "Can I come in?" His voice rasped. I stepped aside. He hesitated in the hall, shifting awkwardly. "Mom home?" I nodded. "Asleep. She's on sleeping pills." He swallowed. "How is she? How do you think?" I didn't mean to snap, but it slipped. "Her son stormed out and disappeared for a month." He looked down. "I screwed up, didn't I? Across the board." I stayed silent. He rubbed his face, suddenly resembling Dad in his tired old age. "Lena," he faltered. "I don't know how to say this. Just say it. I was wrong. About the apartment. Everything." Those simple words hung heavy, monumental. I saw not the successful man, but the lost boy he once was. Why are you here, Alyosha? To apologize. To you. To Mom. I shouldn't have vanished from your lives, or demanded what I don't deserve. I didn't know what to say. Too much divided us. The wound was too deep. Tea's in the kitchen, I said finally. Want some? Not forgiveness, but a start. Later, when Mom woke and tearfully hugged her returning son, we sat in the kitchen for hours, talking. Quietly, sometimes haltingly. About Dad, the past, the man he was, his lessons. I'll sell the apartment, I said. 1/3 of the money's yours, Alyosha. He shook his head. Don't. You'll get it, I said firmly, on one condition. What? You visit Mom every week, not for money, for her. He nodded silently. In his eyes, I saw something new, understanding. He realized Dad's true legacy wasn't walls, but what's inside us. Forgiveness, admitting mistakes, love. Mom watched us, her grown children, with weary eyes glinting with faint hope. Hope that not all was lost, that our family, our greatest inheritance, would endure. I knew Dad, wherever he was, would approve.